is my review for Transformers Reveal the Shield Deluxe Class Special Ops Jazz. Jazz, as you can see, is an updated version of his classic G1 self. Obviously not based on a Porsche Martini anymore, just due to trademark issues, but still a very, very nice update to his original G1 toy. I really, really like this figure. I'll get that right out of the way. As you can see, he does have the classic red and blue racing stripe down the middle and along the side. He also does have the number 4 on both the hood and doors, just like his original G1 toy. A lot of people complain about the lack of paint apps in vehicle mode, and it is true. He is going to be missing a lot of paint apps when you get him. For instance, these wheels are going to be entirely black. The grill up here is going to be the same white plastic as the rest of his body, and there's not going to be any detailing on the back. But I found a very simple solution is to just take a silver Sharpie and silver up the wheel wells and the grill, and then take a red Sharpie and paint in the taillights, because the detailing is all molded in. It's just not painted, and it is fairly easy to paint. And there is also, if you want something a little bit more permanent, there is the Japanese United version. I personally don't think it's worth paying $30 for a deluxe, but there is that if you want permanently painted Jazz. Anyway, not much to say about his vehicle mode. It would roll fairly well, but at least on mine, his head hangs down a little bit too low, which really inhibits his rolling ability, which is a real shame. I really would have liked it that this car could have at least rolled somewhat. It can roll somewhat, but nowhere near as well as I would like, which is a real shame. He also does, if you flip open the doors, holding rather tight there. He does have the flip-out speakers that you can flip up. They're on the 3mm clip system as well as ball joints, so you can pose them in a variety of ways. And I really like that they added that gimmick. They didn't have to, but since they did, you can reenact some famous G1 cartoon bits with them, which I think is rather cool. I really, really do like those speakers. I'm really glad they added them. A lot of people have complained that they do make the doors a little bit hard to close, and it is true. The first couple of times you transform this figure and have to close the doors, they can be a little bit difficult to maneuver, but I find that if you really, really practice at it, it becomes much, much easier over time. Anyway, that's about it for vehicle mode. Transformation, you want to go down here. You want to remove this piece, which will form his gun. We'll get to that later. Then I usually go ahead and flip out the arms just to make them a little bit easier. Then you want to open up the doors. Then you want to take the back section of the car and you want to bend it down, like so. Then you want to split it, flip up this gray piece, like so. The same on this side, flip up this gray piece. Then you want to bend this whole piece down. This piece is on a spring, so it automatically transforms as you flip the leg up, which is kind of cool. Just flip up the foot, like so. Do the same on this side. Rotate that down, flip up the foot. Then get him to stand. Then you want to take his arms, you want to raise them up, and then you want to, this is kind of neat. What you want to do is you want to flip the whole hood of the car down. As you can see, as you do that, his head automatically flips up, which I think is kind of neat. Then you want to rotate the arms down, like so. He had the option of either displaying the doors out like this, like on his original G1 toy. I usually go a little bit more cartoon accurate and fold them up. So I think that's kind of neat that they actually gave you the option of whether you want to go toy accurate or cartoon accurate, and I'm really glad that they added that feature. And with this gun, what you want to do is you want to flip up this piece and then extend it until this white coil right here is visible. Then just put it in his hand, and there you have Jazz in robot mode. Very, very cool. Very nice head sculpt. I know a lot of people complain that he looks a little bit too angry, and I can kind of see why they think that, but I personally really, really like that expression on his face. For some reason, every time I look at it, it reminds me of Mr. T. So, I pity the fool that messed with me, or something like that. Anyway. Very, very cool looking, very cartoon accurate, not completely cartoon accurate. There are a couple of bits that I think that would make them a lot more cartoon accurate, namely the doors, but still a very, very nice representation of G1 Jazz. Pale's ability is pretty good. He's got a ball-jointed head. It's a little bit limited just due to the sculpt when turning left and right, but still fairly free in its motions. Ball-jointed shoulders. They also do have a hinge right here just due to transformation. He rotates at the upper bicep. He has a double-jointed elbow just due to transformation. His wrists are on ball joints. This wrist right here is really, really loose, and I can't find a way to pop it out and put some super glue on it to tighten it up. So that's probably just quality control, but oh well. I still complain about it. He does have a waist swivel. It's kind of limited just due to this roof bit, but it still does accomplish a couple of poses. It's got swivel hips. They go in and out and they go back and forth. He does rotate at the upper thigh and has a double jointed knee just due to transformation, and the feet can also go up and down a little bit just due to transformation. For some size comparisons, if I can get him to stand right. First off, here he is next to his wave mate, Trax, so you can see he's a lot taller than. Also, here he is next to a couple of his G1 buddies. Hound, my semi-custom Prowl, and I don't have the Voyager Optimus to compare him to, but here he is next to the Deluxe Optimus. So you can see he fits in fairly well with all the other Classics Autobots. And just for a standard size comparison, here he is next to Movie Bumblebee. So you can see he's about a standard deluxe size. I'm a little bit taller, but not by much. And that's about it for him. I do have a couple of complaints. One thing I really don't like is I think that it might just be me, but looking at him, his head seems just a little bit too small for his body. It might just be the bulky arms and the bulky legs, but I really wish they had made that head just a tiny bit bigger. And that's honestly about it. Otherwise, I think this figure's really nice. And I definitely highly recommend him. I think if you find either of them, I would get, and can only afford one, I would definitely get Jazz over Trax. Trax is still a nice figure, but I still think Jazz wins overall. There you go, my look at Transformers Reveal the Shield Deluxe Class Special Ops Jazz. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.